You hurt him, not with fists, but with words. Not with blades, but with betrayal. A Sigma male, loyal to his core, a man who gave you his trust, rare as a star in the daylight. And you broke it. You thought he'd rage. You thought he'd crumble. But he stands still, eyes like a storm held captive. He doesn't scream. He doesn't chase. He watches. And in that silence, something ancient stirs. A wolf wakes within him. Not wild, not reckless, but deliberate. A force that doesn't need to roar. You've wounded a man who knows his worth, and now he will do this. What happens when you betray a man who lives by his own code? Not chaos, not weakness, but a shift so profound, it redefines the air around him. This is his story. This is his power. A Sigma male doesn't swear loyalty lightly. It's not a word he tosses into the wind. It's a vow, carved in the quiet of his soul. He doesn't give it to systems, to crowds, to fleeting applause. He gives it to those who earn it, and he guards it like a sacred flame. He's not your follower. He's not your servant. He's a man who chooses you, not because he needs you, but because he sees something real, something worth his time, something worth his heart. His loyalty is rare, like rain in a desert. It doesn't bend for convenience. It doesn't bow to pressure. It stands firm, even when the world calls it foolish. He'd rather walk alone than betray his own truth. And when you take that loyalty, when you twist it, when you shatter it, you don't just hurt him. You awaken something deeper, a reckoning. Not loud, not vengeful, but unshakable. Betrayal doesn't hit him like it hits others. It's not a sudden storm. It's a slow burn, a quiet ache that seeps into his bones. He trusted you. He let you in. And you turned his gift into a weapon. He sees it all. The lies you thought were clever, the half-truths you hid behind smiles. His mind, sharp as a blade, cuts through your illusions. He doesn't need to hear your excuses. He already knows. But he doesn't lash out. He doesn't beg for answers. He stands in the wreckage, feeling every shard, yet refusing to bleed. His heart is a fortress, not a battlefield. You thought you'd break him. You thought he'd chase you, pleading for closure. But a Sigma male doesn't chase. He observes, he learns, and he moves forward, carrying the sting like a scar he'll never show. Don't mistake his silence for weakness. He feels. Oh, he feels. Every word you said, every promise you broke, it cuts deeper than you'll ever know. But he doesn't let it own him. His emotions are not his master. They're his compass. He navigates the pain, not with tears, not with anger, but with clarity. He sits with the hurt, like a warrior in meditation, understanding its weight, but never letting it crush him. The world expects him to explode, to shout, to curse, to fall apart. But he's not like the world. He's a Sigma. He processes in shadows, where no one can see. His strength isn't in hiding pain, it's in mastering it. And while you think he's forgotten, he's already begun to rebuild, not to prove you wrong, but to honor himself. The man you hurt is stronger than you'll ever understand. When the wound is fresh, he doesn't run to others. He doesn't drown his pain in noise. He retreats, not out of fear, but out of necessity. Silence is his sanctuary. It's where he finds truth. It's where he strips away the chaos and sees the world for what it is. Alone, he rebuilds his clarity. Alone, he sharpens his purpose. The world calls it isolation. He calls it freedom. In the quiet, he hears his own voice. Not the one you tried to silence, but the one that's always guided him. It whispers strength. It whispers resilience. He doesn't need your validation. He doesn't need your apologies. In his silence, he finds something greater. Himself, unshaken, unbowed. A man who knows his worth, even when you didn't. From the ruins of betrayal, he builds something new. Not a wall to keep others out, but a foundation to stand taller. Every piece of pain, every fragment of trust you broke, he uses it. Not to hate, but to grow. He questions everything, not with doubt, but with wisdom. What did this teach him? What does he value? What is worth his loyalty now? He doesn't rush to answers. He carves them slowly, deliberately, like a sculptor shaping stone. The world moves on, but he moves differently. He's not chasing trends. He's not chasing approval. He's crafting a life that aligns with his soul. Every choice, every step is his, and his alone. You thought you'd leave him broken, but he's building something you'll never understand. The world sees his silence and calls it cold. They see his solitude and call it weak. They don't understand. A man who doesn't need their applause. His power isn't loud. It doesn't shout from rooftops. It doesn't beg for attention. It's in the way he moves, deliberate, unwavering, like a river carving stone. He doesn't need a crowd. He doesn't need a title. His strength is in his mind, in his heart, in the way he rises without ever needing to prove it. You hurt him, and the world expects him to fall. But he doesn't. He stands taller, not to spite you, but because he knows who he is. A Sigma male, misunderstood, but unbreakable. Solitude is not his punishment. It's his choice. He doesn't flee from the world. He walks toward himself. In the quiet, he finds peace. In the stillness, he finds power. Loneliness is for those who fear their own company. But a Sigma male? He thrives in it. He sits with his thoughts, his dreams, his truths, and he is whole. The world begs him to conform, to join the noise, to chase what shines. But he knows better. He knows the cost of betrayal. He knows the weight of trust. And he chooses a path that honors his soul. You may see him alone, but he's never lost. He's exactly where he needs to be. The wound you left was not his end. It was his beginning, a spark that lit a fire deep within his core. He doesn't seek revenge, he seeks growth. Every betrayal, every scar, becomes fuel. He transforms pain into purpose. He turns loss into clarity. He takes the chaos you caused and forges order. This is the Sigma's alchemy, not turning lead into gold, but turning hurt into strength. He redefines himself, not for you, not for the world, but for the man he's destined to be. He moves with intention now, every step, every thought, aligned with his truth. The man you hurt is not the man you'll meet again. He walks a path now that you'll never see, not because he hides, but because it's his. A road carved through pain, through silence, through self-mastery. He doesn't need your approval. He doesn't need your regret. He's found something greater, a purpose that burns brighter than the betrayal ever could. His loyalty, once yours, is now his own. He guards it fiercely, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. He knows who deserves it, and it's no longer you. This path is not for the faint. It's for the disciplined, the resilient, the Sigma. He moves forward, not to forget the past, but to transcend it. You thought you'd break him. You thought he'd fade. But here he stands, stronger, wiser, more himself than ever. He doesn't need to shout his victory. His life is his proof. Every choice, every moment, a testament to his power. Not over you, but over himself. He's not your enemy. He's not your shadow. He's a man who knows his worth, and he'll never let it be diminished again. His silence is his strength, his solitude, his sanctuary, his heart, his own. You heard a loyal Sigma male, and he did this. He rose. He transformed. He became unbreakable. And now, he is awake. Not to the world's noise, but to the sacred fire within. A Sigma male, loyal to himself, bound by no chains, moved by no betrayal. He walks this earth, not to conquer others, but to master himself. His heart, once wounded, now beats with purpose. His mind, once clouded, now cuts like a blade. You didn't destroy him. You revealed him. The man he was always meant to be. Fierce, free, unshakable. This is the Sigma's truth. Pain is not the end. It's the forge. Betrayal is not the fall. It's the awakening. And he, the loyal Sigma male, will always rise. Go now and find that fire within you. Embrace your silence. Honor your truth. Be the wolf. Be the Sigma. Be awake.